Today, I want to show you an artwork that was so impactful, so profound when it was first revealed as a loving gesture that it brought my school teacher to tears. It may come as a surprise, but I made this drawing. It was at a time when nobody even thought I will become an artist and a writer. And it was actually at a time when what I really wanted to be is a teacher. I grew up in a tiny village in Croatia where I went to school. There was only one school in my village, and there were only 2 school teachers in the school. It just so happens that my mom was one of the teachers, and it just so happens that she was my teacher. So every day, my mom and I would get ready together to walk to the school. As soon as we would pass our house gates, she would stop being my mom. On the walk to the school, she would just be her, this person. And as soon as we would enter the school gates, she would morph into my teacher. In the classroom, I raised my hand, I showed my homework, and I try not to call her mom just like everyone else. This was perhaps my first lesson that things and people are not all that they seem to be. I was really good at school. Later on, I went to university and I studied literature and art. And I experienced many moments of pure intellectual bliss. Moments where I was no longer certain that the reality is the way I perceive it to be. And I reveled in that experience whenever it was available to me. But pure intellectual bliss can only go so far. There was never really any talk about love in any of my classrooms. About all-encompassing love for yourself, for others, and for the work that you do. Or I just perceived it that way. I treated love as an unimportant topic. Something that concerns people who are not intellectual, someone who's not smart or not all there, someone perhaps who is over the top religious or woo-woo in a bad way, and definitely someone who's not serious, someone who is not able to grasp the complexities of life. So, when it was time for me to be launched into the world as an artist, I was totally unprepared. I was okay at first, but the passion for my artwork dwindled and I procrastinated more and more. And slowly and painfully, I fell out of love with my art practice. It was much easier for me not to keep it. Days were much simpler if I didn't have to tend to this part of me that was vital in keeping me engaged in life. And it was also much, much easier to be judgmental of others who were putting an effort into their art practice than actually practicing art. And so in this self-loathing chaos, I somehow started to meditate, very poorly. But at least in meditation, I was able to tame my shitty beliefs and my shitty emotions and thoughts. And at best, I was able to see how loveless I felt when it came to my art practice. So there was one thought that kept nagging me on and off the cushion about my mom, who was also my teacher. Someone who was touched by my first artworks, my loving gestures. And it was this. If this woman, my mom, woman who gave birth to me, in my eyes was my mom, if she was also in my eyes my teacher, and if I as a child was able to see her one way on Monday and another way on Saturday, so she was multiple things at once, could I also see myself as someone else? A little bit different, a little bit nicer. Can I see other people and my own work in a different light? Nothing ever has to change, but the way I perceive things through the habit of focusing my mind on something that is seemingly not there only because of my habit of not seeing it. I can not only become someone nicer, I can become someone wiser, a teacher of my own mind, making me see that every messy step in the process of making art, every time I wake up from procrastination, every doodle I do, every word I write, it's all a loving gesture offered to others. I no longer find love an unimportant topic, and I don't really care if I seem unintellectual if I talk about love. Because of my habit, my art practice, my meditation practice, that make me experience something sincere and intense, day in, day out. Something that I can keep coming back to this teacher in my mind.